Holy splash alert, Warriors Nation. The league just flipped on its head. Giannis Antetokounmpo is reportedly set to sign with the Golden State Warriors, and if you think that's clickbait, buckle up, this could be the biggest blockbuster in NBA history. Word leaked late last night that the Greek Freak has given the green light to depart Milwaukee and join our Splash Brothers in the Bay. Now, it's all but official, or so the rumor goes. Imagine this, Giannis touches down at SFO, and the Chase Center concourse erupts as fans chanting, "Giannis, Giannis," swarm the terminal. Inside the arena, Steph Curry and Klay Thompson stand at mid-court, holding drapes of a brand-new number 34. Warriors jersey, Giannis's chosen number, a nod to Draymond's 23 and Curry's 30. Draymond green, fresh. Off his latest Defensive Player of the Year nod, greets Giannis with a bear hug, already envisioning the 7'3" rim protector wreaking havoc alongside him. The stage, a pregame ceremony that would shatter social media records. Live streams, reaction videos, viral GIFs, the whole 9 yards. Of course, this blockbuster move didn't happen in a vacuum. Behind the scenes, Warriors GM Bob Myers and ownership held marathon discussions. They knew they had to swing for a generational talent to keep pace in an ever-evolving Western Conference. With Curry's deep three gravity, Draymond's Swiss Army defense, and Andrew Wiggins' resurgence as a two-way force, Golden State had the pillars of a dynasty, but they needed a true centerpiece to ensure another decade of championship contention. Enter Giannis, a two-time MVP, a posterizer of mythic proportions, whose blend of size, speed, and relentless drive transforms every rim into a launch pad. Pairing Giannis with Curry's orbital pull theoretically creates the league's most unstoppable offense, one that spreads defenses thin on the perimeter only to collapse them under a freight train finisher rolling through the lane. And defensively, the mere sight of Green and Giannis patrolling the paint would send shivers through opponents. Opposing coaches would have to rethink every pick and roll, every baseline cut. Stopping the Splash Brothers was already a nightmare. Now, throw in Giannis at the rim and you've got full-blown panic mode. Of course, other suitors existed. The Dallas Mavericks, fresh off that lottery miracle, reportedly considered packaging the number 1 pick plus salary match for Giannis, but insiders now say Luka Doncic's camp balked at matching Antetokounmpo's max salary, leaving the Mavericks on the sidelines. The Spurs, too, were rumored to shop their young core, Wembanyama heritage and all, but ultimately decided to double down on the future rather than burn it down for an aging superstar. And the Rockets, flush with Amon Thompson and Reed Shepherd. Buzz chose youth over a win-now gamble. That left one golden destination, Chase Center. Now, let's talk details of the trade package that flipped the script. The fully leaked outline looks something like this. Giannis's max salary contract swings west via a sign-and-trade. That means Golden State sends Chris Paul's expiring $30 million deal and Andrew Wiggins' $12 million cap hit to Milwaukee. To bridge the gap, Draymond Green's $20 million non-guaranteed portion is packaged in a separate agreement, freeing up just enough apron room. In return, the Bucks get Golden State's 2026 and 2028 first-round picks, both top 5 protected, plus the right to swap the Warriors' 2031 pick. On top, Jonathan Kuminga and Moses Moody, 2 high-upside youngsters, head to Milwaukee, reloading the Bucks on their timeline and softening the blow of losing their superstar. Yes, you read that right. Splash Meets Greek has moved from dream to reality, at least according to the voices whispering inside the league. The risk? Massive luxury tax bills, even more untouchable draft capital, and the delicate chemistry of 3 alpha talents under one roof. But if the Lakers' chase of Luka Doncic and the Clippers' pursuit of Kawhi taught us anything, it's that bold moves define eras. Golden State's bench will pivot around Draymond as the fulcrum, Curry orchestrating from the arc, and Giannis bull-rushing the glass. Klay Thompson slides into the perfect third-option role, unburdened by carrying as heavy a load, and Jordan Poole emerges as the electric sixth man, because every dynastic roster needs that spark off the pine. Sure, the logistics still need league approval, final sign and trade paperwork, letter of intent, physical exams. But until the NBA officially frames the new Splash Zone graphic on the score bug, we're living in glorious rumor territory. One thing is for certain. If Giannis actually dons blue and gold, the NBA landscape will never be the same. Now, we'll break down how this earth-shattering deal reshapes the West, matchup nightmares, playoff bracket havoc, and the inevitable finals rematch scenarios that keep us glued to the floor seats. We'll also explore how Steve Kerr's system will evolve to harness Giannis's unique skill set and whether another title banner is already in the works. Until then, Warriors Nation, keep the faith, keep the party hats ready, and remember, this is our city, these are our dreams, and now, this just might be our greatest run yet. If you're as fired up as I am, Warriors fans, smash that like button, hit subscribe to Warriors News Fan Update, and ring that bell right now, because in the second half we're diving into every ripple, every reaction, and every jaw-dropping matchup scenario unleashed by the league-shattering news that Giannis Antetokounmpo is headed to Golden State. From the moment that first whisper hit social media, the ripple effects were instantaneous. Front offices across the Western Conference have scrambled, retooling in real time as they process the gravity of Splash meets Greek. In Phoenix, whispers are swirling that the Suns may pivot away from their internal development track. No longer. Content to ride just Booker and Ayton, because facing Giannis and Curry twice a season demands another elite piece. In Denver, Nikola Jokic's camp is reportedly on edge, feverishly studying tape of Giannis's relentless transition game and wondering if back-to-back MVPs might need to reinvent their spacing and ball movement schemes. Even the Lakers, fresh off their own blockbuster bubble run, have quietly begun lining up calls to under-the-radar free agents, hoping to find any defensive anchor capable of slowing the new Bay Area juggernaut. Back in San Francisco, the mood is electric, tinged with relief and anticipation. Imagine the preseason opener. Chase Center's crowd saturated in blue and gold, erupting as Giannis steps onto the court in the Warriors uniform for the first time. You can practically hear the whoops and chants of Greek Freak echoing, all off the rafters. But the moment also comes with intense scrutiny. Can Steve Kerr orchestrate his offense to truly harness Giannis's downhill force without stifling the motion principles that define Golden State basketball? From the drop of the ball, the press will be dissecting how Kerr integrates high-post actions for Giannis, how he balances Steph's pull-up rhythm, and whether Draymond Green seamlessly transitions to his new role as secondary facilitator and drop coverage specialist when Giannis blitzes through the paint. Let's not forget the ripple effect on the roster. With Giannis on board, Andrew Wiggins becomes the glue guy, the elite two-way forward who reads kickouts from Giannis slams and swoops in for corner threes with that previously unheralded defensive commitment. Klay Thompson slides back into his championship third-option groove, freed of the ball-handling burdens that once drained him, now able to shoot the lights out without question. Jordan Poole, energized by the new big's alley-oop gravity, emerges as the perfect sixth-man spark, torching second units with fearless drives and now serving as the ideal ball handler whenever Kerr wants to stagger his more veteran stars. The bench, deepened by cap space reclaimed from outgoing pointers, looks set to feature a veteran sharpshooter or two, guys who can spot up while Giannis crashes the glass and Curry hovers on the arc. That depth isn't just window dressing. It's a wall of bullets any contender would envy. Across the league, media outlets have branded the upcoming season as the Giannis era in the Bay. Longtime Warriors-Rockets battles will gain fresh enticement when Giannis meets Alperen Şengen's swelling Rockets squad. The Lakers series, Luka versus LeBron versus Giannis, paints itself as a generational collision that could headline ESPN's marquee events for years to come. Every road trip to Sacramento, Portland, or Oklahoma City becomes must-see TV. Heck, even the Clippers, stuck mid-rebuild, will be compelled to flirt with adding veteran wings just so they can say they've at least tried to stand toe-to-toe with the new Bay Area behemoth. Yet amid the hype, the real test arrives opening night. Can Giannis adapt to Kerr's pace and space geometry? Will he embrace a conventional spacing role, pinching out to the short corner, sliding into the weak side when Curry runs curl-pop actions, and mastering that artful balance between chaos and structure? Kerr's system is famously precise. Every motion action is timed, every wide spacing calculated to the inch, so Giannis will need to adjust his freestyle assault to slot into the Warriors' cinematic choreography. His off-season clips of gravity-bending finishes were electrifying, but nothing compares to executing under Kerr's Broadway lights with millions watching from home. Will he thrive, or will the marriage of his brute force style and Curry's lyrical dance prove too difficult to sync? Defensively, however, the pairing seems almost preordained. Imagine Giannis swatting a Jaylen Brown drive just as Draymond blitzes. From the weak side, morphing into a pick-and-roll shelter that reminds us of the 2017 Finals Hamptons 5 on steroids. Opponents will have to install brand-new game plans, two-man game counters, drag screens on Giannis's side, and staggered shooters ready to punish Curry when he comes out to contest closeouts. The league's analytics teams are already redrafting expected efficiency curves because no stat model currently accounts for a lineup stacking these three Hall of Fame talents on the court simultaneously. As we edge closer to training camp, keep your eyes peeled for subtle roster gymnastics. Warriors assistant coaches will roll out 3-on-3 lineups featuring Giannis crashing the lane as Steph and Clay trail for pull-up wings, while Draymond orchestrates the spacing. These practice clips, once hacked out, will flood TikTok and Twitter, giving us a window into how Kerr's new big three-point guard plus big offenses come to life. Each highlight will be a conversation starter. Can any opponent withstand the coordinated blitz of Curry probe, Giannis bull rush, and Thompson catch and shoot? And don't underestimate the off-court impact. Chase Center's ticket demand will spike to unprecedented levels. Luxury suites facing the paint become the crown jewels of any season ticket portfolio. The Global Warriors brand, already one of the world's most valuable sports franchises, will skyrocket in endorsement deals. Giannis merchandise sales will dwarf even Steph's recent formula-infused sneaker drops. In effect, landing Giannis would not just be a basketball coup. It's a branding masterstroke that cements Golden State's dominance as both an NBA powerhouse and a global cultural phenomenon. So, buckle in, Splash City. The next chapter of Warriors lore is poised to be the wildest yet. We're about to witness Splash meets Greek transcend highlight reels and live out as the greatest Big Three in history. As revelations emerge and press conferences roll out, stay locked on Warriors News Fan Update. We'll break down every practice clip, every front office leak, and every seismic playoff matchup that follows. Because if Giannis truly dons the Bay's colors, you better believe the entire basketball world will be watching what happens next. Splash on, Warriors Nation. This is going to be one for the ages.